Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this third info session on the City of San Antonio 2025 construction grants. We'll give all of our guests a few moments to join us and then we'll get started. Thank you for being with us today. And just want to confirm that you all are able to see the screen, the slide presentation? Yes, great. Okay, well, we will go ahead and begin. Today we will share the information on the three grant programs for small businesses that are being offered by the City of San Antonio in partnership with Lift Fund. So this session is offered in both English and Spanish. If you prefer to listen in Spanish, you'll just need to click the globe icon, the interpretation button at the bottom of your Zoom screen. And then we recommend that you click mute original audio so that you're not listening to both languages at once.
Buenos días. Para escuchar en español, en los controles de la reunión, selecciona el botón de interpretación, selecciona el idioma que desea escuchar, español. Para escuchar solo el idioma interpretado, selecciona silenciar audio original. Esto es opcional.
So to introduce myself, my name is Lilian Spenley. I am the Development Operations Manager here at Lift Fund. I've worked with all of our grant programs that Lift Fund has offered since 2020, and so may have worked with some of you before. We also have with us Margaret Toscano, the Small Business Manager at the city's Economic Development Department. The city and Lift Fund have worked together, as I said, since 2020 on so many grant programs and other small business initiatives, including coaching and lending. And we really appreciate that the city is so open to listening to the constituents and adapting programs to be innovative and meet the constantly changing needs that small business owners have had over the past few years and will continue to have. Margaret, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you. Again, Margaret Toscano. I am with the City of San Antonio, and I am the Small Business Manager with the Economic Development Department. First of all, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to come and learn more about the construction grant programs that the city has to offer. We are happy to partner with Lift Fund, of course, who will be doing the administration for and the reviewing of the applications for these grants. So this year we created 3 construction grant programs. We have the stabilization, the accelerated recovery, and the mitigation grant, which we'll be going over soon today. The accelerated and the mitigation grants are pilot programs. These pilot programs were created based on feedback that we did receive from stakeholders just like yourself. So more to come on that. So if you have any questions, during the presentation or after, if you don't mind submitting those questions in the bottom chat, and we will be sure to answer those as we go. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. So as Margaret said, there are 3 programs happening sort of at once. So we'll go through each of the different programs. It's very important to note that the Accelerate Recovery and the stabilization programs The application period for those do close in just 2 days on May 30th, right at 5 p.m. So if those programs are ones that fit for you, we definitely recommend getting your application in today, not waiting till the deadline. So the 3 programs address businesses that are located in construction zones at different phases of construction. So the Accelerate Recovery Program is for businesses in areas where city construction has recently concluded. The Stabilization Program is for businesses in areas with active construction happening right now. And then the Mitigation Program is for businesses in areas where construction will be starting in the coming months. You can see here that the maximum grant amount varies by program. You can also see that the construction zones or the areas that are eligible for each grant varies. So you would only geographically fall into one grant potentially. And then, as we mentioned, the Accelerate and the Stabilization Program opened May 1st and will be closing on May 30th at 5 p.m. The mitigation grant hasn't opened yet and will be opening next week on June 2nd. They also have different focuses on what the funds can be used for. So for the Accelerate program, it's intended to help you make improvements or upgrades to your shop or your space, whether that's the interior or the exterior. For the Stabilization grant, it's just a general operating grant. And then lastly, the mitigation grant is to help you prepare through marketing for the impact of the upcoming construction. So whether that's to make changes to your website, whether that's to add an e-commerce or delivery service platform to your site, to get signage printed, to do some marketing to your customer base, whatever that might be, that's the grant that would help with that. So we'll go through each grant in detail, one at a time. All of the information that we cover today will be, this session is being recorded, and we will post the recording on the website in a few days. You'll also be able to find these slides on the website as well within a few days. We have posted the recordings from the prior 2 info sessions that we did on these grants. So you're also welcome to check those out immediately. So we'll start with the Stabilization grant. There's $1 million allocated to this fund for businesses in active construction zones, and the grant amounts are between $5,000 and $35,000. The application period, as we mentioned, opened May 1st and will close on May 30th, right at 5 p.m. Please don't make the mistake of waiting until 11:59 p.m. to submit. The portal will be closed. Then we'll begin reviewing the applications that we received next week, and that will go through August 8th. Then we will begin communicating the award notifications on June 11th, and that will continue through mid-August. And then finally, the grant disbursements with the fundings actually hitting the accounts of awarded recipients beginning mid to late June and continuing through late August. The funds, as this is a general operating grant, the funds can be used for almost any business-related expense. So whether that's working capital, your rent, or your mortgage for your store, supplies and inventory, utilities, that type of thing, any of that is eligible. The grant amount within that range of $5,000 to $35,000 is calculated based on the reduction in net income that you have on your tax returns in 2024 compared to 2023. So if your net income is $10,000 less in 24 than 23, that would be the amount of the award up to the maximum of $35,000. And the grants are limited to 1 per person at each address and 1 per business. However, if you do have 2 separate businesses in eligible construction zones, and they're completely financially separate. You can clarify the financials for each one clearly, then we can consider a separate application for each of those unique businesses. The eligibility requirements include having a minimum of $10,000 gross sales in 2023. You have to have been owning the business and having a formation date on your formation documents of on or before January 1, 2023. You'll need to be a retail or service business that requires customer foot traffic for the operations. You'll need to meet the SBA size standard. You'll need to have at least a $5,000 reduction in your net profit or loss in 2024 compared to 2023. So that means that 2024 needs to be at least $5,000 less than 2023. You must be currently operating and can't have filed for bankruptcy at the point when you apply. And then you'll need to be in one of the eligible construction zones and plan on staying there for at least 1 year from the date that you receive the funds, if selected. And then you'll need to, nonprofits are eligible for this program only, but nonprofits, in order to be eligible, must have generate revenue from ticket sales for in-person attendance at events or workshops that they put on and host. In addition to being a type of business that requires customer foot traffic, a few prohibited businesses are payday and auto lenders, liquor stores, sexually oriented businesses, gambling related businesses, etc. Furthermore, you must be the majority owner of the business or at least an equal share owner with a partner. So for example, if you're 50-50 split in ownership, either partner can apply. The list of the documents that are required is pretty short and simple. So we'll need your formation document, whether that's your assumed name certificate from the county clerk's office or that certificate of formation or incorporation with the Secretary of State. We'll need both your 2023 and your 2024 filed business tax return. If for 2024 you'd filed an extension, you don't have that 24 return yet, we can accept a year-end financial statement, like a profit and loss statement, in place of that return. However, we will need that 2023 filed return. We'll need your driver's license or government-issued photo ID, your most recent business utility bill, your most recent, your first quarter payroll report, or Form 941, either one will suffice. If you are just a sole proprietor, you're the only owner and employee and worker at the business, you won't need to submit this, that field, you won't need to upload something for that requirement. And then finally, if you are a nonprofit, you'll need to submit a list of your board of directors and your 501c3 determination letter. The 3 eligible zones where construction is happening for this program are the Zona Cultural, the South Alamo Streets, and North New Braunfels Phase 2. There is a scoring system for this program, meaning that all applicants will be scored and the highest scoring applications will be reviewed and notified and funded first, working our way down until all the funds have been exhausted. The maximum score is 100, and the 3 scoring factors include whether you've received a prior grant from a program offered by Lift Fund and the city in the past few years, the severity of your net income losses. So the greater the loss, the more points in this category. And then the time in business relative to when, how long the construction has been going on. So the longer you've been in business prior to the construction beginning, the more points you would receive in this category. Moving on to the Accelerate Recovery Construction Grant. So there's 120,000 allocated to this program. The grants are an even $5,000 amount. So if you're approved, you'll receive $5,000. Again, for this program, only for-profit businesses are qualified. This timeline runs exactly the same as the stabilization grant that we just covered. So it opened May 1st. It will close at 5 p.m. on May 30th in 2 days. And then we begin the review phase. The award and disbursement of funds phases begin shortly after that, all concluding in near the end of August. The eligible types of activities and expenses that can be covered by this grant include the materials and service labor costs for painting your interior or exterior, power washing or sandblasting your exterior, purchasing furniture or outdoor cooling systems, maybe to make your patio area more pleasant for customers. Again, purchasing interior furniture, landscaping, lighting, upgrading appliances to more efficient appliances, repair work to the exterior of the building that you're in, windows, signage, all of those type of activities. And you'll see a full list of these activities on the website. So if you can't remember all of this now, not to worry, you'll be able to get back to it. Again, only one grant per person per business. However, if you do have multiple eligible financially separated businesses, you are welcome to submit an application for each one. The grant eligibility requirements for this one are fairly similar to the stabilization, but just a little bit simpler. So you'll need a minimum of 10,000 in gross sales for 2024, and you must have owned and have a formation date on or before January 1, 2024. Other than that, it's very similar to the other program. You'll need to be a type of business that requires customer foot traffic. For your day-to-day operations, you'll need to meet the SBA size standard, need to be currently operating and not have filed for bankruptcy, and then you'll need to be in one of the eligible construction zones and planning on staying open for at least a year from the time that you receive the funds. Also, not be one of the prohibited industries, so liquor stores, gambling, sexually oriented businesses, payday lenders, and again, you'll need to be the majority owner of the business. The required documents for this program are your formation documents, either from the county or the state, your 2024 filed business tax return only, so we just need 1 year's of tax return for this program. Your most recent utility bill for the business and your most recent business bank statement. We'll need 5 clear photos of the area that's going to be improved or upgraded. And what will happen is we will conduct, after you've received the funds, within 120 days, the work needs to be completed. And then someone from our team will conduct a site visit and go out to your shop, and we'll take sort of after photos. So we need your before photos so that we can compare with the after photos. We'll need, if you lease the property from a property owner, if you yourself are not the owner, we'll need a notarized letter of acknowledgement where they are approving the changes to be made to their property. And then we'll need a detailed quote from you on how the funds would be used. The quote must be a minimum of $5,000. So this would be an estimate or a quote that you would get from the contractor who's going to do the work, or if you're purchasing equipment, a purchase or a receipt or a screenshot of the equipment that you're wanting to purchase. The eligible construction zones for this program are Bynum Phase 2, Bulverde Phase 1, the Broadway Corridor, and North New Braunfels Phase 1. And then lastly, for the upcoming mitigation grant that will be opening next week, there are $80,000 allocated to this program, again, for small businesses only, no nonprofits in this one. The grant amounts will be $2,000 even. So if you're approved, you'll receive that $2,000. And the timeline is about a month. Everything has shifted a month compared to the previous two programs. So that application will be open June 2nd through June 30th at 5 p.m. And then the application review begins in early July with the award notifications and the disbursements being in stages after that, with the whole thing concluding in mid-September. The eligible expenses for this program are all marketing related. So you can do, a social media campaign, maybe with paid targeted Facebook ads. You can do signage for your exterior. You can use it to print flyers that are, mailings to go to your customers. You can use it for any other marketing services or products, to pay website designers or consultants to make updates to your website, or social media. Or if you want to implement services like Favor, Uber Eats, that type of thing, so that you're able to get your products to your customers, even if they're not, easily able to get to your shop, that would also count. The eligibility requirements for this program include having a minimum of $10,000 in gross sales in 2024, having started the business on or before January 1, 2024. Again, being a retail or service business that requires customer foot traffic, meeting that SBA size standard. And for all of these programs, we include a link to the SBA size standard lookup tool on the website. So if you're not sure if you fall within that, you'll just need the 6-digit NAICS or business activity code from your tax return. You can enter it on this site and it will tell you what the definitions for your specific industry are to meet that SBA size standard. You'll need to be currently operating and not have filed for bankruptcy, and again, be within one of the eligible construction zones, and remain open for at least a year after receiving the funds. And then not be in one of the prohibited industries, and of course be the majority owner or equal share owner of the business. The required document list for this program is quite short, so we'll just need your business formation document, your 2024 filed business tax return, your ID or government issued driver's license, your most recent utility bill, and your most recent business bank statement. So very simple list for this program. This program is specifically focused on businesses in the Marbach Road area streets, where construction will be beginning in the coming months. For all of these programs, you can find the application and all of the information that we covered today at cosaconstructiongrants2025.com. The application takes about half an hour to an hour to complete. You can, begin the application, create the account, and jump in and out of it and save your work as you go along. So you don't have to do it all in one sitting. But we definitely recommend gathering all of the required documents before you begin, and that will just help you to move through more quickly. The city has also hosted a number of application days, and they have additional ones coming up on June 11th, where they will be there in person to assist you with completing the application. You can also at any point in the process contact our team for help or questions, and our specialized grant line is 800-923-9551. And the email is sbgrants@liftfund.com. Just want to mention a few of our other Lift Fund's other resources that we offer to small businesses. So we do have low interest rate loans. We have one-on-one and group business coaching, and you can find a list of our upcoming workshops at liftfund.com/events. You can also visit our business resource hub to see how to get connected with a one-on-one personal business coach to discuss your specific business needs. One question or request that we get a lot from small businesses is for help with building or improving a website or social media, or incorporating e-commerce into the site. We're also getting a lot of new questions about using AI for small businesses. We do have regular monthly workshops on all of those topics that include follow-up or additional sessions with a one-on-one with an expert in those areas. So we encourage and welcome you to check out our calendar of events and sign up for any topic that is helpful and of interest to you. On the website, which we'll visit in just a second, you'll be able to find all of the information that we've covered today, including the eligibility criteria for each program, the required documents, the scoring system for the stabilization program only. The other two programs are on a first come, first served basis. And then the timeline for the program. So we'll go now to that program website. And as you can see, when you go to COSA constructiongrants2025.com, you'll reach this central page, which then has links out to each of the three programs we discussed and our contact information. You can click on any of the programs, and we'll pick the stabilization one here just for now. And as we shared, it will go over the general requirements and limits of the grant. You'll have the application period, and of course, right at the top, the Apply Now button. I'll just remind everyone that the application period for both the Accelerate and the Stabilization Grant ends this Friday, May 30th at 4:59 p.m. So please be sure to get your application in quickly if you are considering one of those two programs. Then you'll find here the eligibility requirements. One really useful tool is this eligible construction zone link. And if you click there, you'll be able to enter your business address, and it will tell you whether or not you're within one of the eligible zones, and it will point you to which grant program you may be eligible for based on your business location. So if you're not sure which construction zone you fall into, this is a really helpful tool to get you in the right direction. And then you'll see that SBA size standard lookup tool here. You'll have the list of the required documents, the scoring system with more detail on each of those three categories and how the points are awarded, the program timeline, and then very importantly, for all three of the programs, applicants who are approved and funded will be required to complete a follow-up survey in March 2026, 2027, and 2028. We use that information, as does the city, to really understand how your needs and challenges are evolving over time after receiving the grant, so that we can constantly be sure that we're designing programs that address your needs. The recording of today's session and the slides will be posted here within a few days. As you can see, you're welcome to view the slides or the recordings from the prior two sessions that we held in the past month. And then lastly, we have a number of FAQs which applicants typically find useful. One thing I will on the FAQs underscore that we get a lot is whether the grant funds, if you're funded, are taxable. And the answer to that question is yes. And Lift Fund will issue you a 1099 next January. So it's very important to be thinking about that if you're funded, and to work with your bookkeeper or your accountant or CPA to understand how that may, affect how you report your taxes. With that, I will pause and open the floor for any questions. I don't see any that have come in so far, but if you have questions on any of this information, please feel free to post it in the Q&A and we'll be able to answer. And I'll also just point out again, if you have any questions after this session is over or at any point in the process, or you'd rather just talk one-on-one with one of our team members about your situation, feel free to call us at 800-923-9551 or email us at sbgrants@liftfund.com. And we are here to help you through this application process. I still don't see any questions. Margaret, is there anything that you'd like to add?
No, nothing at all. Thank you.
Perfect. Well, we encourage you all to apply. We're here to support you. But with that, we will finish this session, and please feel free to reach out at any time. Good luck to all of you, and thank you for what you do to make our city vibrant.